You think you could ignore me? I used to be damn bad, but now okay. I hate when I make tea and I forget about it. Like, I like and prefer my tea to be hot, but I'm gonna drink it anyways. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. If you are not new here, welcome back. Thank you for checking back in with your girl. I appreciate it. If you are new here, what's up? My name is Tasha. I do a lot of beauty content and amongst other things. If that seems like your vibe, feel free to join, subscribe. Today we're getting ready. We need to do some makeup. I'm really not sure if I want to do some eyeshadow or what's the vibe today, but we're gonna do our face. We're gonna do our face. So today we're actually gonna use my Fenty hydrating primer because we love some hydration over here. My skin feels so good and soft today. Like, that skincare last night was top tier. I actually cannot believe we're in April. I truly feel 2024 has somewhere to be. 2024 is giving serious. Like, she's a lady, she's about her business, not playing. We are literally nearly at the end of April. We just got here, honey. We literally just got here. How is time going so fast? It's just a testament to know that you literally don't have time to waste. Like, whatever you want to do, whatever goals you have, you just gotta get up and do it. There ain't no point waiting until tomorrow the way these days are flying by. This year got somewhere to be. How was you guys' first 3 months of the year? What was it giving? For me? Girl was under pressure. Let's get some makeup on though. So I'm actually going to use my Danessa Mavericks. This is the blurring balm in 10. After some thought, I feel like I should have got the 9, but the 10 works because it's a little bit darker. Can get away with it. Can use it in the summertime when I go on holiday. We love that. Also, I've been finding this is really good when I have foundations that are a little bit too light. Comes in clutch. And this, yeah, we'll be getting my money's worth because use her. Well, it doesn't look like I use her a lot, but guys, I use her all the time. And I'm going to mix it with my Makeup by Mario. I love this combination, literally. Any type of event, place I'm going where I know I want to look flawless, I always mix these two. They're like the perfect combination and they give me like perfect shade match. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit of my Danessa and then we'll go on to the Makeup by Mario. For this foundation, I have it in the shade 25W and you can buy Makeup by Mario at Sephora because we finally have Sephora in the UK. I just went there the other day, did a little bit of shopping, got some new stuff. I will actually be using some of them today. So needed. I look crazy. Don't mind me, I know I look crazy, but please trust the process, okay? Trust the process. I'm gonna blend this all out. The last time I went there is when it first opened, so it was like kind of fresh. They didn't have as many brands, but when I went there the other day, I was like, no, this was actually so needed. And can we talk about the uptick in kids in like Sephora and Space NK? What is that about? I'm doing my little shop snoop around and I'm seeing children loud screaming. Like, this is not a safe space for that. Look at this combination. Like, can you not? It's giving flawless. I feel like I put on a little bit too much, but I'm not mad. We can just do full coverage today, you know? Pens across the board for me. So I'm gonna put on some mascara. We're actually gonna use our Sephora Size Up mascara. I don't ever really use mascara by itself. Is that crazy? Because I know some people just use mascara and then they just move on, but I just can't. I just need a lash. That's one trend I could not get on with the makeup girls. Like, oh, no lashes. Honey, what? Where? If I put makeup on my face, just best believe there'll be a lash. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't know if it's because I've got small eyes and I just feel like without lashes it's just incomplete. Get the English together, girl. Incomplete. I don't know. I mean, I only put on one coat, so it's not really giving much, but I'm gonna put the lashes on back. Okay, so let's get into the real makeup, the concealer, the blush, the bronzer, all of the things. Oh, why is this on me? I hate having a hairband on me. I just feel like it does not look good. It does not look good. It's not classy. I have these two out, so I guess we're gonna go ahead and use these. I have my ABH Magic Touch Concealer in the shade 18, and then I have my new Fenty Hydrating Foundation in Full 30. We're gonna do a little mix. Should we do a little mix? Let's do a little mix. Guys, okay, so first quarter and just generally of the last like couple months, I'm gonna say like was okay. I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself, I won't lie, on certain things, but I definitely did have some I'm trying to use my words and I'm trying to choose my words. I feel like I had a tough time mentally just in general over the last few years, but I feel like this first quarter, in terms of my ability to get things done and to push through my feelings to get to a point where I can be consistent and happy and just like knocking down my goals. I'm a big believer in not claiming anything God didn't give me. Whatever it is, like if God did not give me something, I'm not gonna lay claim or attach things to myself. I definitely feel like I struggled like the last couple of years to like accept that, yeah, like sometimes you go through these phases where you find it hard to find the motivation to do things, and you can get very demotivated and just feel very like, I feel like if one thing went wrong, then it was just like my whole day's ruined. And it's never been like a motivation thing for me. Like if I want to do something, I'm always gonna be motivated. It was a thing where I genuinely just didn't have the energy, and it would literally put me in a position where I was more frustrated with myself because I feel like I wasn't doing what I need to do. I wasn't being disciplined. It's a kind of a cycle that I've struggled to break out of, because every time I feel like, okay, I'm back and better, then all of a sudden I'm back where I was. So that's something that I feel like this first quarter that actually, like, for the first time I was like, okay, this is something that we have to break out of first of all, because I'm not laying claim to it, but it's also something that I need to push through and stop kind of just like dismissing it as, oh, like it's nothing. Like, no, this is something that I'm struggling with and we need to end this. We need to break this cycle and we need to push through it. And I feel like this first quarter was the first time I was like, you know what, yeah, we need to get this together, we need to figure it out. Literally this first quarter has been challenging because I've been kind of like just trying to like get myself together with that, but also I feel like I had so many goals, and there's one particular goal that I really like was like excited to get done, and I haven't been able to do it, and it's kind of frustrating because I feel like I literally had all the tools to get it done, but I don't know, I just could not finish it off. And I almost feel like it's because I doubt myself so often. Do you know what? I don't even think it's doubt. I feel like I second guess myself often, and this has been a constant issue, like where I have all the confidence to do something and I know I can do it, but because I second guess, I fall short because I'm literally second guess what I know already. And that goes into something that was heavy on my mind this morning. Like, I know I'm jumping around, but you guys know how my chit chats go. Sometimes you'll pray and ask God for things and think that he's not answering you, but sometimes it's because he's answered you already. I was so frustrated with it, and I think I had like 2 days where I was so sad about not being able to get this thing done. And I remember someone said, oh, Beyonce gives herself 1 day to be sad about something and then she gets over it. And I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna take that little piece of advice. Like, if I'm ever upset about something, I give myself 1 day to have my moment, and then the next day, that's it. Like, we can't be doing this whole 3 days, my whole week's ruined because of one thing. Like, no, we're gonna get up and we're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep trying. Like, we just can't. And I'm someone who can get in my feelings. Like, when I'm upset, and there's nothing no one could do. Like, I'm just, give me my moment. But I'm trying to put that into practice. Like, okay, I'm gonna give myself 1 day. And I feel like even 1 day is too much. Like, half a day is okay. But even going back to second guessing and doubting myself, because that's been like a theme and something that I feel like I'm confident enough to say that I'm pushing through that. Sometimes we can be like that. Like, we know deep down, like deep down we know the answer, but we just want the confirmation. Like, we want God to like say it, spell it out in words, like make it plain and simple and put it in front of us. But sometimes God has a strange way of teaching us things. I feel like we have to also understand God as a parent. Just like when you're growing up, your parent might teach you how to do something, and then let's say in like years down the line, you go and ask your parent, how do I do this again? And they're looking at you like, I taught you how to do this. You know how to do this. You've done it 10 times. Why are you asking me this? Like, you already know. I feel like that can be applied to God sometimes. Like, sometimes I feel like we can ask God for things, or we can pray about things, or we could ask a confirmation to things, but deep down you already know. You already know. Like, you're asking for confirmation of things that you already know. We can get so dependent because we feel like we just need someone to lay it out plain because we're so scared of the answer. Like, we just need someone to confirm it to us. But sometimes you have to trust yourself. Like, just like you trust God, you have to trust yourself. So for me, that has literally been such a big theme, because I feel like I'm the queen of doubting myself. And it's not even just in like life or career, but even when I like do things practically, like I always have to double check. Like I'm one of them people, like when I lock something I have to check it 5 times to make sure I locked it, but I know I locked it. Like, you know you locked the door, you know you locked the door when you closed it, but I have to go back and check. I don't know what that is, but I need to break out of that because I feel like it's now pouring into different areas in my life and it just doesn't need to be. And I feel like I've been praying about it so much and God is just telling me like, you need to trust yourself. At some point you gotta be independent and do it yourself, and you know you can do it, so you just gotta have faith and push through. I'm using my curve case, by the way, because I didn't tell you guys what I'm using to contour. I'm just gonna blend out my nose contour. This concealer is definitely high coverage. I didn't actually need to use that today since I already did high coverage for my foundation, but I guess we're doing a whole face, honey. Like this is giving a real beat face. You remember like 2016 times with makeup? And it was giving like real beat face. Like we used to really wear makeup. And shout out to Uche for getting the girls to wear makeup again, because the girls on TikTok was doing dot dot clean makeup, dot dot of concealer. Like if you want a flawless glam, baby, you're gonna have to put on some makeup. And not just put on some makeup, because that's one thing as well. I feel like everyone feels like they have to get their makeup perfect every time. Like learning how to do your makeup is a skill. Don't know if everyone forgot that. It's a skill. It's something that you learn over time. So the first time you do something doesn't mean it's gonna work. Like just because you watch one tutorial and then you try it, you can't say, oh, this doesn't work. Girl, you have to keep practicing. Like everything isn't gonna come the first time you do it. Sometimes you gotta try a few times, tweak something, you know, change it up, because everyone's face is different. You can take inspiration, but you know, your face is your face. You gotta know what works for you. So you gotta learn how to do it. But I remember like 2015, 2016 times, like makeup was like full coverage and given, and I love that. I think I just love the creative part of makeup and just the fun of it all, you know? I've always been someone who has so much faith and so much confidence. And like to know, like over the last like I would say 2-3 years, it just went like, oh, you don't even know it's happening. Like you only know like years down the line when you look back, you're like, wow, like when did this happen? But I've just realized like I lost so much of that like early, you know, I could do anything type of energy. I lost it. I've always been the type of person like, I can believe you can do anything. I don't think there's not much I can't do. And I think that also kind of tapped into it, because I'm someone who like whatever I put my mind to, I've been able to do it. There's not many things that I've tried in this world that I haven't been able to do. If you are not new to my channel and you watch some of my vlogs, you would have seen like I started to do tech. I started to learn to code and get into software engineering. And I just did it as like, let me see, because everyone's talking about tech. Let me see. I applied for something and I had to do like a little like trial starter course, like question and answer thing. And I got in and I was like, how did I get into this thing? And I started doing it and I was good at it. Like I was getting like 90%, 80% on every project. I was like, like what? And I remember when I was doing this, I was like, but this isn't even my thing. Like this isn't even my thing. I'm not passionate about this. This isn't even my thing. And that's always been an issue of contention for me. I can do everything I would want to do, but what do I want to do? Sometimes I feel like, am I limiting myself? You know, I get into that mind space and then I start to get... I feel like when you are blessed to be good or like successful at multiple things, it's very hard to like really stick with a choice or really choose your path and your purpose. You really have to be able to discern like what is for you. Some people are led by like money or financial decisions or so many other things, but for me, I've always been moved by like, what do I feel like I would be happy doing, and what do I feel like it has to be purpose-led, because I feel like anything that isn't purpose-led is just not going to be fulfilling, and it's just not gonna make me happy. Like my soul is not gonna be happy and content. I'm always gonna be battling and feeling like something's not right. I'm always gonna feel like something's missing if I'm not fulfilled, and I feel like that's just not a good gamble to make. That's just not a good, like I'm not willing to sacrifice my happiness and like my peace. It has to make sense. That's why sometimes when you see people that are very successful but they're not happy, sometimes it's just like you can make all the money in the world and still not be happy within. And that's like, I feel like the the worst thing that could happen. Like, you want to have peace of mind. You cannot put a price on peace of mind or actual joy and happiness. Like, you get to a point where you have to understand that there's people with so much money, millions and millions, and they are not happy inside, and they're having to chase things to find pieces of happiness that don't even really fulfill them. So I'm always in support of like going for what you feel like is your purpose or you're happy with, but something that you know you can be successful at and you can sustain yourself with. We're gonna actually start with this one size powder. This is the shade Sweet Honey. I had to go to Sephora for this. This was the whole reason I went to Sephora, because I ordered the travel size online. When I saw it come to post, I didn't even open it. I put it right back in the package and returned it and went all the way to Sephora, because I was like, honey, £18, that little sample size, be for real, I might as well buy the whole thing. So this is the one size powder in Sweet Honey. I've used it twice and I can say I love it. It's so good. If you're not new here, you know Huda Beauty's Kunafa and Banana Bread shades are like my favorite powder shades. Like, they're my top two, not two. One size might be coming through for you, girl, because yeah, it's good. I will say though that the packaging is a bit odd as far as like getting the powder out. Like, it doesn't come out like a lot. And another thing that I've held myself accountable for is being too consumed in things that aren't me. For example, I think like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I unfollowed all like the celebrity vlogs, because I felt like there's no need for me to be consumed that much in other people's business. Like, I don't need to know certain details of people's lives. I don't think it's relevant to me. I don't think I need to know. It's just not important. But sometimes I find I could get caught up, like especially on Twitter. Like, when things are happening on Twitter, like sometimes I'm like, oh, what happened, let me go see. And I'm like, who cares? Who actually cares? Like, who freaking cares? At the end of the day, have I done what I need to do for the day? Because I can excuse a little bit of being nosy if I've done what I need to do for the day. But if I've not done what I need to do, I've not clocked in, what business do I have scrolling on anything? Like, I need to get myself together. Like, you gotta hold yourself accountable. And I feel like discipline, whatever you want to do and be successful in, is on the other side of discipline. I do feel like it's a little bit lighter than what I'm used to, because I'm used to using Kunafa, which is a little bit darker. But the quality of the powder is really nice. I kind of wish Patrick came out with maybe a few more shades, because they have, I think, this pink one, this Sweet Honey one, and then like a light and like a deep. I wish there was like a medium shade, or like 2 middle shades. It would have been so much nicer. I feel like when it comes to having faith, sometimes it's easier said than done. The requirement of faith is different for everybody. I'm finally coming back to myself. Look at that. Sometimes when you set without doing bronzer, it gets a little scary sometimes. But yeah, you really have to check your faith. It's easier said than done, for sure. Like, even people around you, like some people just, their faith level might be strong, but in reality it may not be, because there's things in life where people will say, oh, that's impossible. It will just slip out of their mouth so quickly. Like, you would say, oh, I want to build this business, or I want to have this career. They're like, I don't know how you could do that. I don't know. And these people are the same people that, oh, have faith, you got to pray, you got to do this. But once you bring up something that they think is their brain cannot wrap around, or they cannot fathom an idea of something happening, notice how quick they are to shut it down, or be like, how can that happen? You cannot be put off by the faith of people around you, because everyone's faith is measured at different paces. Someone could be telling you to pray about a situation, like, oh, if you're going through something, oh, just pray about it, tell God. And the minute you tell them something else, like a big goal you have, and they're like, oh, I don't know if you could do that, that's a measure of their faith. And you really have to trust yourself and validate your understanding and your ideas, because not everybody's gonna get it. Not everybody's gonna get it. Like, not everybody, like, God hasn't given the same vision to everybody. You've got to be so disciplined and faithful in what you want to do, and just know that it's for you. I don't think people talk about that. Like, when you cannot get validation from other people about something you see for yourself, that's a very difficult pill to swallow. When you actually have to take in, like, oh, they actually don't see what I see. That's a very difficult thing to accept, because I feel like as human beings, we're social, we love community, we love support, and when we don't feel supported, it can get very rocky. Okay, it can get very shady, it can get very and that's why, like, your faith is tested. Like, you have to be able to rely on God. For blush today, we're actually going to try out this new House Labs blush. It's the, what's it called? Dragon Fruit Days. I saw this on, well, I think they reformulated them. They're really small though compared to the original ones. They're like £20 something too, which is quite pricey. This is what they look like. Really cute pink. I don't have any pink blush, so I thought, let me try it out. I feel like I wanted something more red on my skin, but let's try this out first and let's see what she gives. I'm just gonna get an angled brush and just tap in. That's what she looks like. Let's see. Okay, she's kind of giving baby doll and kind of giving a bit of lilac, but she's applying. Very soft. It definitely gives baby doll. I was kind of scared it was going to give ashy because it's like pretty like light pink, but it does like balance well into the skin, which is nice. We don't want no ashy blush. We want to look gorgeous, but it is very nice. It's very subtle though. Definitely gives like baby doll vibes for sure, but I do like it. It's just very subtle. It's not very warm. I'm used to more of a warm vibe. It definitely gives like cold. I don't know how to explain it. It's cool. It's a cool tone on me. I'm just going to keep applying that until I'm happy. I might actually mix it with something though, because I feel like I want something a bit more warm. I'm going to go in with my NARS. I think. I don't know, because I kind of like it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to keep applying it. I do go a little bit blush crazy, so don't mind me. Just my preference. And now I'm going to go in with a powder puff and just set under there a little bit better. I'm going to use the same one size, to be fair. I'm just going to use the same powder and just kind of press it in. I always do this step. I feel like it really makes a difference in like setting my makeup to like keep my under eye looking good. Another thing about discipline is that like you just have to, you can't feel sorry for yourself. You just have to pull your big girl pants on and get things done. That's the only way you're going to get out of your situation. I feel like what really helps me in terms of like feeling demotivated and feeling really down, the life that I want to live, the blessings and the amazing life that I want to live is connected to the woman that I need to show up as. I can't think of it as levels to a game. You can't get to level 10 unless you go past level 6, 7, 8 and 9. If you're stuck at level 6 and you keep going through level 6 and you keep going through level 6 and it's starting to feel like Groundhog Day, which I felt like my life was feeling like, at some point you're going to have to get to level 7. Like you cannot sow the seeds and then don't water them and expect them to somehow grow. You have to continue watering your garden, making sure it's nourished and nurtured so that it can grow and thrive and do well. Like you just have to. I can't move to the next level unless I do the work. I cannot wait for anyone to do it. I can't just sit down and be sad about it. Like I have to get foot to pavement. Like I'm not sure if you guys have seen JT. She's a rapper from the City Girls. I'm sure you guys know who JT is. I've been loving her whole solo career, her whole debut and how she's been going about it. And some people kind of like making fun of her for doing like club tours and like, you know, really going back to basics. And I personally love it. I feel like that just shows dedication and love for your craft. It's just inspiring to me, and it just really reconfirms to me that like you really just have to be disciplined and go after what you want. That's just it. Those are the only two requirements. I feel like sometimes I'm going to speak from a faith perspective because that's just me. I feel like sometimes we cry out to God and we pray to God for so many things, and sometimes it's just like, just do your part. Just do your part. It's that easy. Like you're sitting down, you're praying God for this, for that, but are you doing your part? So now I'm going to put on our lip gloss. And guys, oh my gosh, this Dior lip maximizer, this one, I got this in the shade 013 and it's beige. So good. And my Richie liner, literally always use this. Really don't have anything else I like to use. But yeah, this gloss was really good. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like in two minds, because you know when it's like, sorry, I just do my lip liner. Sometimes especially like designer like lip glosses or beauty, sometimes it's overhyped, but I really want to try out because I've seen so many people say good things about the Dior lip gloss and I kind of just wanted it anyway. This is actually really nice as a plumper. Like I forgot it was a plumper. I thought it was just a lip gloss, and then I felt the tingle. I was like, oh, it's just so me. Like this type of lip gloss color. This is the Urban Decay Vitamin C, and I'm just going to spray down. I actually really like my makeup today. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it. I went full coverage and I don't regret it. She looks cute. Let's take these clips out. But yeah, to wrap up this little chit chat, I just feel like my main thing that I learned over the last couple of months is just accountability and just learning to push through the rough days, push through the hard moments. Like, give yourself a limited time to be upset about things. Like, if things don't go your way, don't think that everything's over. Like, push through every single time. Like, there's gonna be setbacks. Take care of yourself, not just the outside of yourself, but your actual spiritual health and your mental health. I feel like there's been so much content over the last couple of years about how to look like that girl and how to be that girl and how to do your hair and how to clean makeup and how to dress and quiet luxury and all these surface things that I feel like are just so surface. They're cute, they're cool, but it's like the most important thing is like inside here and inside here. Like, just make sure like you're doing the work to make sure you're okay and you're good and you're healed and you're happy. You can find joy, because even when you have all the million amazing things that you want, like if you're not happy inside, you just will not be at peace. Like, you will not be happy. And not even just about happiness, but just being fulfilled in general in life. So yeah, I guess that wraps up the end of today's little chit chat. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I always love doing these. And if you guys have any topics and things you guys want me to talk about, let me know. Literally guys, for a minute there I was feeling like Jonah. If you guys remember the story of Jonah and the whale, I'm sure you guys remember the story of Jonah and the whale. For a minute I was feeling like Jonah. Like, for real guys. Like, I felt like I was just trying to avoid the obvious, avoid what I meant to do, like trying to just avoid my responsibility. And God was just like, you think you could ignore me? You think you could ignore me? I was literally trying to just avoid what I know I'm supposed to be doing, what I know God has called me to. I'm like avoiding. I'm like, no, I'm just avoiding. I'm avoiding. Acting like God can't see me. If I just avoid this, God won't even trouble me about it. But no, no. God was gonna come back to me every time. No, no. If you guys don't know the story of Jonah, I would encourage you guys to read up on it. I can't remember what book it is in the Bible, but I remember it so bad because when I was younger there was like a storybook with a big whale and Jonah was in it, and I was always like, what? Why would Jonah be in the belly of a whale? But yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's chit chat as much as I enjoyed filming it, of course I will see you guys in my next video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one.